Hello, my loves. Welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Joey. Take a nice deep breath in. Oh. Okay. I feel this seriousness. I feel like this level of seriousness in this collective. And the message that I was receiving from Spirit is just zoom out, because I feel like there is someone who's so caught up in progress, growth, and just it feels like this energy of like being too serious. It feels like this energy of taking the fun out of things that could be fun. Um and for me, it just feels like you're getting too caught up in the end goal of where you're going versus enjoying the ride is the energy that I'm hearing. It's about more enjoying this ride. Enjoying this ride. That's what's coming through. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, I feel like someone's getting too caught up in their emotions over how things are lining up and how things are playing out. And Spirit is saying, I'm hearing life is, not like a race. So get off the treadmill, take a little recuperation, maybe have a little celebration for yourself. I know where I'm at, we just had a massive snowstorm, so we were all forced to kind of hunker down and just relax for a little bit. But also, it's like this energy of realizing that even though you might not be able to go out and do the things that you may have typically done, I think Spirit is wanting you to realize that those opportunities where you are being, it's almost like Spirit is trying to force you to realign with something else. And so I think when you really allow that, when we talk about not fighting and surrendering, what that means in a lot of cases is, these obstacles are coming up. So trust, that maybe you're being asked to slow down for a reason. Maybe they're trying to get you to kind of be around people that are going to bring up your levels of leadership, and that are going to make you kind of step into a higher expression of yourself. But for some of you, I do feel like there is just this energy of trying to cover this massive ground spiritually, and just the words progress, experience, all these, I'm getting all these different flashes of these different energies that you are trying to call in and that you're trying to master in this short period of time. And Spirit is really just trying to say, yeah, like there's this perspective that in the end of it, or in the scheme of things don't really matter that much. And there's just this level of laughing it off and not taking things too seriously, especially yourself, and I think that's where this Three of Cups energy really comes in, with this having fun and allowing yourself to experience life a little. It reminds me of, someone who's going on vacation, but they don't really ever get off of the work. They don't allow themselves to actually like enjoy the vacation so that they can recharge their battery for this next step. But also I feel like for some of you, it really is about the people. You're realizing, I feel like, with if you are aligning with this message, you're probably aligned with one of my previous messages about codependency, where I feel like you're also kind of noticing from the people that are surrounding you these different, I don't even want to say negative, but these unhealed traits that maybe you have mirrored. And I feel like a lot of what you're experiencing right now is just going to be uncomfortable mirrors of behavior that you have just healed, or behavior that you are cycling out of your life. And so I feel like that is part of where you're going to have to be stepping up and actualizing your power more, because it's like now you know it, but now you actually have to live that up leveling. Now you kind of have to face the music of looking back and having like those, they're just showing me like these like, oh, I used to act like that, like, ooh, I better hold space. Yeah, and it's this energy of when you make this up leveling, it's holding space for the people that have not made that yet. You know, it's holding space and being like, okay, no, I was once this unhealed version, you know. So how can I hold space and not judge? Because just like every cycle, they're showing me like how easy it seems once you've broken through. But to not forget how frustrating and uncomfortable it was when you didn't know, and when you were trying to understand, and when you just couldn't see. They're just showing me someone in the dark trying to find their glasses, or just like reaching out, and they just physically cannot see until they run into the wall, and then it's like, whoa, oh, I get it. And so, yeah, that's why there is a sense of not getting too caught up. And I'm also feeling wolf energy, like wolf clan energy. The number 14 could be significant. You might identify as an earth angel or an earth warrior. But yeah, it's realizing that not everyone is meant to be in doing the same thing as you and at the same part of the journey as you at every part. And that is part of leadership, that is part of growth and healing, you know, is realizing that everyone's going to have a different part and a different role at different places and times. You know, there's different cycles that we all navigate through on our journey. And so I think a lot of the times people who are natural leaders, like when you are not utilizing yourself, or when you're struggling to explore how to best utilize your energy, sometimes those types of people can get caught up in trying to nitpick what other people do, or trying to almost control what the pack is doing, or their group, or, you know, what have you, workplace, family, it doesn't matter. But the real perspective is to kind of focus back on focus back on how you can help and lead, versus how you can, you know, vilify or judge or be like, oh, well, they're not doing that right. Okay, that's obvious. You know, you can see that they're not doing that right. How can you lead? How can you hold space to be someone who can usher in this higher order, that can usher in this new information, this new knowledge for these people? Wow. And also, while doing this, to not get caught up, because there is this very specific energy of navigating from one reality to another. And it's like, when you are doing that, making sure that you are kind of firmly in that boundary before you are kind of going back, because then you have to be very sure of your new vibration before you are trying to really kind of pull other things into this vibration, because that's how you kind of become assimilated back to that energy they're showing me for some of you. Again, this is a general reading, so don't take every word of this as, you know, but this is the energy that I'm feeling here. Yeah, Page of Wands. It's like this very new, like, you're still figuring it out. You're still figuring it out. So don't be surprised if you feel very called to be in quiet contemplation right now, mentally. Even if physically you have all of this energy and you're wanting to create and do, but don't be surprised if you're kind of keeping things mentally to yourself right now. That is a lot of what I'm feeling. And I'm hearing someone here needs to hear, like, don't doubt your power. Do not doubt your power. There's only one of you. I'm hearing there's only fucking one of you. One of one. Oh, I need to move my car quick. Hold on. Oh, my loves, I'm back. The universe said pause for a second. So I had to go take care of something. But also, like, I was feeling like this energy of spirit is trying to say, like, there is this energy that I feel. I just keep being led to this. And they're like, it is not your responsibility right now. It is not your responsibility to kind of go back and to try to save these drowning people. You know, like, there will be a time and a place to lead, but and it's going to come from resonance. It's going to come from it's going to be more effortless, and it's not going to be like you struggling to be like, oh, what the fuck should I, how do I approach this? You know, they're saying like right now your job is to figure out what you're doing. It's to allow that, okay? And there is this releasing this wounded warrior energy, like that feels like you have to fight to get people to come up where you're at, like fighting people to meet you where you're at. That, and it's like, and it's now like accepting, calling in people who are meeting you where you're at. And yeah, it is this complete shift, and what it is, it's gonna bring in a lot of abundance. Isn't that right, Tootie? Yeah, to bring in a lot of abundance. Give a mooch. Yeah, confirmation kiss. Yeah, so I was seeing like the Nine of Wands reversed, and it's like this surrendering to where the people are around you too. You know, it's like it's meeting yourself where you're actually at and being very real about that. And also it's like, again, realizing this, it's not your responsibility to heal and to, God is saying, let me handle that. Like, let me handle that. That's my job. Literally seeing like Whitney Houston, she's like, I got this during her award show. I got this. This is mine. God's like, baby, don't you worry. Don't you worry. That's not your concern. No, it's not. The message page. When I am telling you, they're saying, baby, focus on what you're fucking doing. Get your ducks in a row, baby. Get your ducks in a row. Figure out how you feeling, what's lighting you up. Woo! And like the message that's coming through is the best way to heal other people, and the best way to show up for other people is to show up for yourself the best that you can. Whether that means getting your health in order, fixing your finances, you know, literally, maybe it's just healing codependency. Maybe it is spending time by yourself and really falling in love with your own energy again. Maybe it's reconnecting with animals or nature, or maybe it's your love of music. You know, there's so many different things, and it's like, there is like this energy that I'm feeling into. It's like where even if someone like breaks your heart or breaks up with you, or genuinely like life throws you a curveball, it's just laughing. It's like, what are you gonna do? Laugh or ball? Like sink or swim? And so the universe is saying, what I'm feeling with this energy is that there are so many different avenues and different things for us to put our energy and our focus into. And if we allow ourselves to shift these gears, we will find something to be grateful for, and something that is going to shift our energy. But you have to be willing to actually allow the truth that none of this is as big of a deal as it seems. In 100 years, no one will even remember this day. You know, there's a chance that most of the people won't even remember us, you know. So to a very small degree, other than like, you know, people in your family lineage. But I mean, in the reality, you are a speck of dust on a speck of dust floating in a vacuum. Like, it's just, it's like they're showing me like the Lorax or some Dr. Seuss movie, I don't even know, where it's like there's a whole planet or a whole world on this speck of dust. And that's really like what they're saying. Like the perspective, you're getting like too caught up in how things look. And I feel like that is like, you're cheating yourself out of like the full spectrum of the life experience when you do that. And I think it's not that Spirit is saying like, oh, you're a terrible person or you're doing something wrong, but they're like, don't cheat yourself out of happiness. Don't cheat yourself out of, you know, having a good time. That's a large part of the energy that I feel right now. Queen of Swords. What is your message? I'm gonna feel into that for a minute. Give me 1 minute. Yeah, the energy that I feel is like, it was the Queen of Swords in Judgment, and it's like getting too caught up in how things look on the outside, and getting caught up in appearances, and also similarly, like, being patient with people who are very caught up in appearances, because you may have been, again, that way in the past. And so I think that is one way that this collective is really shifting to, is it's like leading with this level of love. Like, I just feel like this more grounded, more earthly, more abundant sense of self, instead of like this catching up with appearances energy. Spirit, what is the judgment that is coming through? King of Pentacles. I'm telling you. And so there is this like funny energy that I'm picking up on about, well, like, when you stop caring how things look on the outside to other people, that is like when you step into the fast track. They're showing me like when someone's at an airport and there's like that speed walk. And it's like when you finally let go and you're like, you know what? I really don't care how people view me. I don't care what people think of me. You know, like, you're no longer like embarrassed about where you're at, because you know where you're going. And you're no longer like, it is a stepping out of shame that I feel. Like, it really does. And it feels like allowing yourself to enjoy where you're at. Yeah, enjoy where you're at. Enjoy just the process. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy all of it. And so it's like this level of assurity in where you're going and what you're calling in, and your trust of the universe. And so I feel like, yeah, there is this sense of, don't get too caught up with how things appear. Trust how they feel. Okay? Trust how they feel. Yeah, with especially the Knight of Wands coming out in reverse. It's like, when we get too caught up in how things look, or how, like, the appearance of it all, we can get too caught up, I feel like, and make moves that are out of alignment with our abundance, and that might actually slow us down. And so I think that's where the alchemy, and that's where, you know, the soul and the spirit comes into play with this. Because, you know, there's many people, and in many lifetimes they can chase the earthly possessions, and they can do the work and get rewarded for it. But everyone has a different journey, and everyone has a different, you know, thing that they're doing in each lifetime, you know. And so some people are meant for this soft life path. Some people are genuinely meant to receive that wish fulfillment out of trust, out of just trusting and aligning, not out of breaking your back, not out of breaking your back, but just because you're already a winner, baby. Release. There's that wounded warrior energy releasing that I was talking about. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Always having a young man's back. What's up, baby? Period. It is. I feel like they're trying to lead you to this place of feeling into your abundance, and knowing what you're calling in, versus thinking, you know, like, I'm gonna do this because I think this is gonna happen. No, I'm doing this because I know, baby. I don't think I know. Thinking is ghetto. I don't think I know. Thank you, Spirit. I don't think, baby, I know. It's confidence. The confidence is the key. Wow, that wasn't in key. I don't know what key that was. I don't even know where we were going with that, but that's what was happening. And so, yeah. Spirit's here to remind you, just, you that bitch. You that bitch. You always been that bitch. You gonna continue to be that bitch. Okay? The truth. Because that's the motherfucking truth. And the Spirit is literally saying, no matter how many times You done trying to slip into the victim mindset, baby. We're going to put that crown back on your head. We're going to realign you. We're going to realign you. We're going to lift you up. Because you got things to do in this lifetime. I mean, that's what I mean. Don't doubt what you're called to do. Don't doubt the ways that you're going to step up, but also have grace for yourself while you're stepping up. Yeah, beating yourself up and shaming yourself is not going to help anything. That's where I feel like the Queen of Swords comes in versus the King of Swords, because the Queen of Swords, she's more like, it's this energy of tending to your mental garden and being kind to yourself and not casting like this really critical, short-sighted judgments on the process and how it looks. That is like what they're telling me right now. Yeah. And and not, again, not comparing where you're at to other people. And that's like that energy that I was picking up on about how there are certain people where they can break their backs and physically just do that, but you are meant to align in this lifetime. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, not everyone is meant to have the same journey, the same experience. And don't allow yourself to feel like a victim because of that. You could genuinely, and I'm smiling because I genuinely know this. This is a collective who has better things coming. You are going to be more fulfilled. But you're taking the long way around, baby. You are taking an experience. You are experiencing some shit, and it's beautiful. Don't compare that. What? I'm telling you. Woo, I just gotta. Yeah, I just had to shake some ass for you. Like, woo, baby. Yeah. Once these hips move, I mean, everything falls into place. So I know things are falling into place. Yeah, and that's the thing, though, is sometimes Spirit is saying sometimes we have built ourselves up in the wrong way so much that the only way is for things to fall back into place. It's like this trust fall where the lightning strikes the tower and it creates the perfect space. Like, everything just falls into place, they're showing me. Oh, thank you, Spirit. With the 9 of Cups on the bottom. Oh, it literally is like this handoff to Spirit. Like, oh, all right, here you go. Oh, my goodness. Woo, child. If you made it all the way to the end, give me like a sword or a star. Yeah, a Star of David almost came out. I don't even know why that almost came out. But I wanted to say a lotus. My intention was to say a lotus, and Spirit had all those other things beforehand, apparently. Yeah, so if you made it to the end, maybe post that. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. I love you. Keep smiling, keep shining, keep being you, and keep facing your true north. I love you, I love you, I love you.